So we are here to cover the Caitibugzz allegations. Caitibugzz is her name. Alleging deeds most foul against unnamed Minecraft YouTubers suspected to be GeorgeNotFound. Is that it? Obviously, this is coming fresh off the back of the shovel allegations against Wilbur Soot, in which he was outed for biting to an abusive degree, biting past the safe word. And now we're on the new allegation. I saw a little bit of this already, so I'm roughly aware of some of the key parts, but I didn't see all of it. So we're mostly going to be evaluating as we go here the decisions that are described, the facts that are given, the evidence provided, and we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, I'm slightly biased here. I'll be honest, because it does kind of feel like, basically, if you're a Minecraft YouTuber, if you're outed for having sex, your career's over. In any way, really. In basic any way. You're expected to be a eunuch, like a Ken doll, with no sexual qualities whatsoever. Nothing that could be perceived as threatening by any teenage fans or parents in any way. And if you at all fall stray of that, at all fall foul, they will absolutely, it's over. They will eat you alive. It's done. So, to me, all this seems a bit overblown. But as we go on, maybe he does something that's bad enough to justify the hatred. We'll see. In the Littlewood should be fine then. You're calling him a eunuch.
Hi, mods. Hi, mods. Hi. I love you guys.
Wow, this is tense. Okay. Cool.
Hi, chat. Hi.
Okay, no, he's guilty.
Hi, chat. I wanted to talk to you guys about something today. I apologize.
Thank you for $5, Satius.
Because it'll probably be a bit hard.
Less than 3.
Hearts in chat, guys. Hearts in chat. Hearts in chat. Let's say less than 3. 3? What?
I won't have the chat on the screen because I can't read it right now. I also turned off all the alerts so I could talk. I'm sorry.
He's guilty.
I didn't think I would cry. Funny enough, I wrote it down because I didn't think I thought I wouldn't have anything to say. You know, I thought I'd freeze up when I went live, which I kind of have, but I didn't think I'd cry. I wrote down what I want to say on stream today. I hope that's okay. Because I get really anxious when talking about
I love women.
Important things. And I don't want to missay anything. And I want to make sure that I'm saying everything I want to. And in order to do that, I wrote it down last night.
Guys, look, be fair. You probably couldn't see the tears past the filters
like
anyway.
this.
Like, it doesn't mean she's not crying.
and I knew I wouldn't be able to talk properly. So, I probably won't, I again apologize, I probably won't look up during the stream. I'll be reading on my phone. But I wanted to read this instead of tweet it because I wanted it to come from me. And I want you guys to hear it from me. It's really hard for me to talk about, but I feel like it's important for other people to hear it. I'm sorry, I'm scared. Okay. I'm gonna start reading. Shit, I look a fucking mess.
Stay strong, Queen.
Okay. I want to start this by saying I wouldn't be here without Shelby. I was ready to disappear with this secret forever. I never knew that creators were allowed to talk about these kinds of things.
Shelby Shelby was sort of
and I
like the
guess I still
MLK
do
of
it all.
raped Minecraft YouTubers when you think
I
about
just
it.
didn't feel brave
In
enough,
a way.
and I still don't. But her strength made me feel like it may be okay. A little while ago, my story had almost been leaked without me knowing. So here it is on my terms. Here's my story. Last year, at the beginning of summer, I was assaulted by a significantly older and popular content creator. I was freshly 18 and had just graduated high school a few weeks prior. I was drunk in a hotel
Freshly
room.
18, so you were a legal adult. I'm hearing that you were a legal adult. Is that what I'm hearing? A full-grown adult? Is that what's being said here? Okay. Okay. Cool.
With other people around me when it happened. He was someone I had once
important to note.
watched, and he was 8 years older than me, and far more powerful.
I'm so proud of you and your bravery.
The full story is quite short. It was at a convention in a hotel room. It was my first convention I was invited to, so I stuck by one of my best friends the entire time. I was nervous but excited about it all and felt really grown up. One night we were at a house party when we decided to leave. It was me, my best friend, and her other friend. This other friend was romantically talking to a really big creator at the time. He was also the best friend of my soon-to-be assaulter. She wanted to go back to his hotel room, but didn't want to go alone, so we went with her.
Okay. Yeah. But what is assault? Okay. I mean, I guess maybe she'll give more details, but what is assault? What is assault? Because that can be a lot of things. A lot of people use it in many different ways. Percent chance of receipts. I'm gonna go with 0. I'm gonna go with 0. Just yeah. I'm 0 receipts. Unless she posted stuff elsewhere. Yeah, friend Ghislaine Maxwell her. When you think about it, what's his face? I can't even think of his name. Wilbur Soot. It's sort of like the Jeffrey Epstein of Minecraft YouTubers. Ming is hating so hard. What the fuck? Take it easy.
I didn't really mind, as I was up for anything. When we got to the hotel room, it was the creator, the girl was talking to, and his best friend. The two of them and the three of us. Not much happened that first night, just some drinking and talking at a table. The guy's friend had been passing flirts at me the entire night, but because he was the oldest in the room, we assumed he didn't know my age.
Hey on the J-Boy swag, true.
Later that night, when I left, I received Instagram DMs from him, and in my Instagram bio, in bold, was my age.
Wait, did you say she was up for anything?
When we got to the hotel room, it was the creator and other friend. This other friend was romantically talking to a really big creator at the time. He was also the best friend of my soon-to-be assaulter. She wanted to go back to his hotel room, but didn't want to go alone, so we went with her. I didn't really mind, as I was up for anything. When we got to the hotel room, it was the creator, the girl was talking to, and his best friend. The two of them and the three of us. Not much happened that first night, just some drinking and talking at a table. The guy's friend had been passing flirts at me the entire night, but because he was the oldest in the room, we assumed he didn't know my age. Later that night, when I left, I received Instagram DMs from him, and in my Instagram bio, in bold, was my age, 18, confirming he knew how old I was.
Well, who cares?
A few days passed when I found myself in the same situation. Us three were at a party when it got boring, and whether the girl...
Yeah, I don't... That's what he's checking for. Well, no, but it's not that... What if he didn't read it? That's what he's checking for, isn't it? He goes on there, he's going to see 18 and be like, thank God. No? What other reaction are you expecting him to have? Yeah, that's the green light. What other reaction is she expecting? Oh, I assumed he didn't know my age. And then, but there's no way he didn't know I was 18. Good. Cool. Good job. That's like better than 90% of Minecraft YouTubers, no? 95 maybe. I don't know. I just I don't care. That's such a retarded point to bring up.
Wanted to leave and go to his room, or he asked us to, I cannot remember. Once again, I was drunker than the night before and was willing to go anywhere. I was naive, and so we went back. I remember a friend seeing me in the lobby on the way. They were worried by the way I was acting and asked if I was okay. I was really drunk, and it was an eerie feeling, like they could sense something was wrong. And I wonder what would have happened if I had picked up on it, and if I wasn't drunk, and if I didn't wave it off. But I don't want to dwell on the what-ifs. That night, I went up to his room. Back at the hotel room again were the two friends and us three girls. At the time, all of us girls were already really drunk from the party we were coming from, stumbling and everything. There was more alcohol in the room, and we were encouraged to drink some more as they offered the bottles to us. They said they would join us in drinking and insisted on drinking games, and already drunk.
Okay, so surely they're going to have pressured her when she didn't want to drink, or these drinks are going to be spiked. Surely they're going to have like forced her to.
Obviously, complied. We sat on the couch
complied. Okay.
And answered questions about each other, drinking a bunch, and the older guy sat right next to me.
So they were trying to fuck you. Okay.
While playing. I confused my nerves for excitement, as I had never been around such a big creator before.
Confused your nerves for excitement. Are you sure you weren't just excited? Like, I don't know. I feel like... What, you're an 18-year-old trying to get into Minecraft YouTubing, and there's a mid-20s guy who's a big Minecraft YouTuber at a party, and you're not excited? You're not excited to be getting hit on by him? I think you probably are. No, I'm just guessing. Like, you might not have been. It's not guaranteed. But I think probably... I think it's normal to be excited in that situation. Very normal. Is it not? Even if they're not trying to fuck you, even if you were just meeting them in that situation. Would you be excited about Asmund hitting on you? Yeah.
I remember getting drunker and drunker and really tired around this time. It was about 3 a.m. Right before the incident, I had answered a question about my age. We were playing a drinking game and talking about sex, and I admitted to everyone in the room that I was 18 and that I was a virgin at the time.
Well, sure. Well, they'll all back off now. Well, they're all going to lose interest now, aren't they? This was a foolproof plan to get out of the situation, I think. Clearly she was trying to... It's like, I don't know shit about planes, but in like playing games where there's a missile locked and you like drop the heat pack or the flares that divert the missile. It's like that. Saying you're a virgin at a party around a bunch of drunk guys. It's like that. They'll just fuck off. They're just gonna... Oh, this is amazing decision making so far, I've got to say. I love women. Rest in power, Caitibugzz.
Back now to him answering questions during the game about back when he was 19 and when he was in college, noticing how my future was his past, and I wondered how he felt sitting so close to me. It was a little after that, when I had resorted to playing games on my phone when it happened. Out of nowhere, I felt him slip his hand under my clothes, sitting next to me on the...
Okay, so that's some phrasing there. Out of nowhere? This wasn't out of nowhere, was it? This sounds like this was an entire evening of build-up. Is it not? That's not out of nowhere. It seems like this was exactly what was expected to happen based on the previous events that you've laid out. That he was going to make a physical move on you at some point. She couldn't see it coming. It's not her fault. Oh, man. Okay, let's run this back. Let's listen to this properly.
18, and that I was a virgin at the time. I remember back now to him answering questions during the game about back when he was 19 and when he was in college, noticing how my future was his past, and I wondered how he felt sitting so close to me. It was a little after that, when I had resorted to playing games on my phone when it happened. Out of nowhere, I felt him slip his hand under my clothes, sitting next to me on the couch in front of everyone. He disguised it with a simple, "Are you ticklish?" I coughed out a no, still staring at my phone. I was overly aware of the fact that we were in front of other people. The fact that everyone else was sitting around us, watching us, including my best friend.
Well, okay, but is this not like the perfect... This is the perfect time to say that you're not cool with it, no? There's literally no better situation than being around other people. You're not even... when you're alone, is it not worse because there's privacy and the lack of ability for anyone else to intervene? but you're like in front of friends and stuff, you could voice the fact that it's a problem, that you're not okay with it. Like but yeah, you can say I froze and I couldn't say no, but if there's any situation where you can say no, it's that one. He was the biggest creator in the room. They were all powerless against him.
Was inching further to places I hadn't asked for it to be. He made a game out of my embarrassment where he would touch me in certain areas to make me lose the phone game I was playing. I was scared and I felt sick, either from the alcohol or from his touch. It didn't matter because my mind was a blur. I didn't speak or move. I remember being afraid to even breathe. I stayed there for a while, hoping my stillness could make me disappear. I eventually had to stand up.
So wait, was this in front? This was in front of people?
Stop. I was scared to leave or make a scene out of the embarrassment. Eventually, later in the night, I found myself alone with him and his friend. Everyone else either passed out or sick. I dread the scenarios that could have played out that night, the what-ifs. I was just so naive, and lucky or not, the night came to an end with just that. The night lasted until 6 a.m. I was still drunk, either from alcohol or tiredness. I went to leave, and the older guy decided to leave with me. We walked to the elevators, where I didn't get on. He then pretended that the elevator was broken, and that he couldn't leave, telling me to get in the elevator to prove it was broken, and then after a few minutes, he ended the night with a "guess I'm going now," leaving with a wounded puppy.
Wait, well, I don't really get what was... Okay, so he was trying not to... He was being a...
He proceeded to Instagram message me
kind of
for a
pest,
bit
I
after
guess.
that. Simple flirting, or asking about the next convention I was going to. Saying stuff about seeing me there. Simple messages, ultimately filtered into nothing. At the time of it all, I convinced myself I was lucky. I was lucky that that had happened to me. I was excited to be around such big creators, to be at that convention in general. I figured that's just how things were, that was
Wait,
the
so it
price
was
I
like...
had to pay to be there, that anyone would have
Okay.
loved to be in my position, and that I should have appreciated it.
Yeah, I don't know how you would be like totally traumatized by cut up over it, but also like you're saying that it was actually, you know, you felt like it should have been a good thing. Like, this doesn't really make any sense to me. Yeah, excited at the time. Yeah. I just don't, it doesn't seem to make sense. We'll take it back, I guess.
That's just how things were, that had happened to me. Filtered into nothing. At the time of it all, I convinced myself I was lucky. I was lucky that that had happened to me. I was excited to be around such big creators, to be
At the time, convinced it was like, I don't know.
at that convention in general. I figured that's just how things were, that was the price I had to pay to be there, that anyone
You
would
did
have
what
loved to
price
be in
did
my
you pay? You didn't
position,
do
and that I
anything.
should have appreciated it.
Like, literally making this guy sound like a caricature from the fucking boys. Like he's just raping people to get into the Minecraft community. It's like you didn't do anything, dude. You got tickled at a party. Or like kind of got groped, I guess. Like whatever was going on under the blanket. Like you didn't do anything. You didn't jerk him off. Come on now. What do you mean price you paid? You just you sat there, a guy made moves on you, and you didn't say anything, and then you got up, and he was kind of upset that you were turning him down. Okay. Okay, cool. What price did you pay? Well, I don't... I'm lost.
It was a first. That night, it was the first time anyone had ever touched me. I assured myself that I was just being sensitive about it all, that it wasn't a big deal, but assuring only can go so far. I felt dirty in a way that I couldn't wash off.
I mean, this just feels like you got something going on. That's what this sounds like.
I couldn't help the way that my body reacted and flinched.
This lady ain't
Part of me
right.
still wanted to feel cool
Something
about
wrong
it
with
all,
this little lady.
to convince myself I was lucky so I didn't have to think about it. I would reimagine the scenario in my head, replaying it again and again, what I could have done, what I could have said instead. But it didn't matter. None of it did, because he never asked, and that fact would never change, no matter how hard I thought about it. I changed after that. I believed life wasn't fair. I was naive, and maybe sometimes to a fault, but I could only wish it lasted longer. I miss not knowing. I used to be kind. I'm angry a lot of the time now at that person, at myself, at the fact that a year later, I can feel my heartbeat stop at the sight of him, and he probably couldn't even make out my face in a crowd. I can't stop thinking about who I was before it all, who I'll never be again.
Yeah,
and how
I
some things you
literally,
can't-
I've got to change my Twitter settings or something. I just opened it to check again. I've got another 20 plus notifications from these gay fucking Dragon Ball speds. Oh no, it's these fucking commentary speds. Okay.
undo no matter how hard you try. I never said
So all the
anything
same
out
shit
of
as
pure
well.
embarrassment. I was embarrassed it happened, and I was afraid to look weak or to show that it hurt me. But I realize now that I don't think being hurt makes you weak. I think it's strong to feel things that have hurt you, and then to still choose to feel nonetheless. I was scared to speak out because I thought it was my fault, and that I didn't deserve to. I was scared of him and all of those who surrounded him. I was scared of his power. I was scared I was mistaken or remembering wrong. I hoped I was remembering wrong. I was scared to go to any more conventions on the chance that I'd see him again. I never thought I'd
What
be
did you think
strong
was
enough
going to
to talk about
happen? What, he hadn't shown himself. Where was what did you think was going to happen? He hasn't shown any sign of being dangerous at all. It was going to be slightly awkward. It was going to... I just don't know what the concern was there.
about it, or for what may follow. I'm haunted by him everywhere, in usernames, profile pictures, in my own past. I lost the passion I once had for content, for anything really. The association never went away.
Right, dude,
All the years I spent creating
this
this
is crazy.
community-
I'm sorry, this incident should not... It is not... The incident she has described should not cause this much mental distress. It just shouldn't. It just shouldn't. The way she's described it, it simply should not cause this much mental distress. I'm just totally... I'm lost. It should... Yeah, it should be like, oh, that was a gross, unpleasant thing that happened. That was an awkward thing that happened. That was a really embarrassing thing. Probably more for that guy, I feel like. He'd be like, oh, that was really weird and kind of freaky, but Wow, really embarrassing for that guy, because I was not into that. That's not the way I feel like she should be thinking about it. That's the way a normal person would think about it. But no, it's like this huge black mark that's like freaked. It's totally fucked her. It's fried her. She has no passion for anything anymore. She can't do anything anymore. Like it should not throw you that off course.
Felt like a waste because of one night. I didn't even want to log on to this app. All over something that I never asked for. I can't help but feel angrier all the time, seeing the love I had once had for creation before it happened. I tried to forget it all and ignore it until it resurfaced as a fresh cut. I remember a moment around October where I made a comment about a certain group abusing power over minors in their DMs, saying they had minors in their DMs. It was an
Sorry, what's all this about? She's made another grooming allegation?
It was a possible subconscious jab out of my own personal resentment.
A subconscious jab?
My comments filled with people saying that I didn't care about grooming victims and that I thought assault was a joke. And I remember sitting there, reading the comments, scrolling over and over again, heart beating faster. Over half of the comments had him as their profile picture. I just wanted to die. I was embarrassed of myself, and I was angry, and I wondered if I could ever find peace.
Well, what over what? Dude, you got fucking what? Because you got shit on Twitter one day. Dude, this is so fucking insane. Okay, listen. I'm going to say it. I'm going to make not false allegations. I'm going to speculate. I'm going to give some conjecture. I'm doing it. That's it. I'm done. If whoever can say whatever they want with no evidence and ruin people's careers, then I can make some schizo conjecture about these people's motivations, okay? It sounds like she got cancelled on Twitter for saying something dumb, called like trans people groomers or something. And then, well, I don't know it's that, but it's something she called a group of people groomers and shouldn't have. And now she's basically using this as an opportunity to come out and try and like reclaim her good name. But no, guys, I do take grooming seriously. I actually got groomed when I was 18. That's what it sounds like to me. Thank you for the $10, Quack. This is not the traumatic story from a victim point of view. This is an elaborate story where something may have happened, but nothing is quite as bad as she's making it out to be. The fake crying is sending me. See, this is my problem, you can never... Saying like a woman's fake crying, it's like saying... It doesn't say much, it doesn't say much. Well, women don't feel emotion. All crying that women do is fake. So saying it's fake crying, it's like, well, yeah, I know it's fake. I know she's not actually sad. I know that. I know it's fake. But that's not really what we mean when we're saying fake, is it? What we mean is it like warranted by the situation, really. That's what's more important.
The idea of will I ever heal, it's scary. But I was tired of withholding my story to protect myself. I had spent so long convincing myself it was my fault, or that I was just a coward. I just wanted to disappear. But I didn't, because I realized that this
is it
healing?
Healing?
It may sound dramatic, but it's how I felt for over a year. I feel everything very strongly, and I don't want that to change. It was a big deal to me, And I spent too much time downplaying my own experiences. And I still do. I'm still trying to realize that it's okay. My story is about power and age and consent. It pisses me off that they can hide behind their power while victims are left helpless no matter what scenario. It pisses me off that he thought he had the right to do what he did. That he did it even in my silence.
Thank you for the $5 risk. I had the right to do what he did.
Hide behind their power while victims are left helpless no matter what scenario. It pisses me off.
Left helpless. You decided to be helpless. You did not seek help. You did not help yourself at any point. You just sat there in silence, hoping for the best, hoping that he would somehow pick up that you didn't want to actually advance with it, despite every step of the way for the entire evening or 2 evenings, whatever it was, beforehand, you giving off every signal that, in fact, you did want it. So, it's not that you thought you had the right to do it. It's that the situation implied that that's where things were heading. It's crazy to suggest that he's like... I think Nick Diorio made some joke about Homelander earlier, I heard. It's like, that's what she's implying, is that he's like Homelander. Is that he's just going around raping. Just like, no one can stop him. No one can do anything. He's just like this threatening, imposing force that as soon as he enters a room, everyone seizes up. Because everyone knows that with the wrong look, with the wrong flick of his eyes, their life can be over. It's like, no, dude, you laid there while he tickled you for 5 minutes and you stood up and he stopped.
He thought he had the right to do what he did. That he did it even in my silence. My biggest fears about speaking out was you guys. I wanted to keep my community safe from what may follow, and also,
what?
Most importantly, from the ugly truth.
Guys, I was quiet for you guys. I was quiet for you guys. Stayed quiet for you guys. I endured for you guys
all the time. I know, but I didn't want to break up what we had. I wanted to stay strong for you guys. I didn't want this to define me or my community or all we've worked for. I didn't want it to all be overshadowed by one event. But once again, this isn't about me. This isn't about drama.
It sure fucking seems like it's about you.
This is about everyone who's watching that is like me. This isn't about
I hate this bullshit. What is this bullshit of, oh, I do this for all the victims everywhere? Is this helping anyone? Who's this helping?
This is about real people's lives. I live this every night and every morning. With every touch, I relive that room. It's about connections. One of my best friends, Rue, and I have bonded over similar experiences. And I'm sure there's many others like us. I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by friends who support me. Without them, I wouldn't be half as strong, and I wouldn't be here saying all this. You don't have to believe me or my story, because I know the truth, and so does he. He knows, and I have creators and friends that also know, and some who were there. This is about realizations. I was once a viewer, and now I'm a creator. I spent so long looking up to creators that I didn't know, who I had never met, aspiring to be a part of.
This is what I'm saying, dude. Some non-consensual tickling. Oh well. Look, okay, we'll be fair, right? Let's be fair. This guy, probably what happened here, if we take her word as truth, it wasn't tickling. It was about the fact that he slipped his hands in underneath her clothes, was touching her up, said, "Are you ticklish?" as a cover to people in the room, but was just touching her up and feeling her up. So that's the allegation. So he made a move on her under these blankets or something that was on the that was on these blankets on the sofa. That's like a pretty common, like, awkward sexual encounter. That's like pretty reason. That's like within the bounds of awkward, drunk party, like making a move, rejections. That's like around. That's like within a reasonable range. I'd say that's the sort of thing that can happen. Does happen. Isn't a crazy big deal. That's what I think. Someone said blankets. I think there were blankets. And this Wilbur Soot guy is accused of biting, possibly past a safe word, which, while bad, should it be true, which, while bad, is not like rape. It's not like he was beating people. He was not like a crazy fucking abuser. Literally it's suicide to engage in any sexual activity at all as a Minecraft YouTuber. Shelby Shovel was 30 years old. So like, as much as she's playing the age card here despite being 18, Shelby Shovel was 30 years old. It doesn't matter. If you engage in any sexual activity, if you're engaging in any sexual activity as a Minecraft YouTuber, it's over. As a guy. Women, female sexuality is allowed. For men, it's not. Male Minecraft YouTubers, it's done. That's it. You have to be eunuch, Kendall. You're nothing but a blank canvas for brands. A sock puppet for brands. Solution, don't play Minecraft unless you're a eunuch. Pretty simple. True. Intercourse sex offenders.
Behind the scenes that I didn't understand yet. Sometimes I wish back to when I was unknowingly looking from the outside. I now have a ruined perception, or rather a truthful one.
Thank you for $5, Scally. Thank you.
In this community, a lot of us are told to remain silent and to bite our tongues, and those who speak out against it are often isolated. And that's wrong. It's all wrong.
Speak out against what, though?
But most importantly...
You're not speaking out against anything. You're just saying, oh, this awkward sexual experience happened. Kill this guy for me, please, everyone. Like, Jesus.
About my story and the stories of all the other people who have been silenced. Whether it's by their own fear, by power, by this idea that it's not significant enough. Because if it's affected you, it's significant enough. This is also about all the asexual people out there who are surrounded by a world where you're wanted for your body.
Not the asexual people.
I grew
not
tired
the fucking asexual
of not being
people.
able to speak out about my own story. And if it wasn't for Shelby, I would have never realized my silence was bringing me everything except peace. I experienced firsthand what the power of speaking out can do to a person. I hope this can be of some help.
Oh, now I feel bad. Now I feel bad
of
about all the jokes I made. I didn't realize she was like the MLK of asexual people.
Because we aren't defined by what has happened to us. I want to remind you all that it's also okay if you don't speak out. Because you don't owe anybody anything. It's your story. It's your story to tell, and it's yours to heal from. And it's only yours. Sometimes the most healing treatment in the world is simply realizing that you're not alone in your own experiences.
Okay, Spud Gun, let's not go there. I was trying not to say anything like that. Okay, I think there's rules against that stuff.
To end, I wanted to share a diary entry I wrote around the time because I feel it was more fresh, and this may help people who it's still fresh for them, or it also just may be clearer to how I was feeling, because I wrote it in my diary, obviously. This isn't really poetic. It's not poetic at all, actually. It's quite ugly. Around half a year ago, I was sexually assaulted by someone 8 years older than me. A black and gray striped long sleeve, Nike shorts, a Calvin Klein sports bra. That's what I was wearing. That outfit, it stained on me.
I thought I should
They knew
not make you a
that
joke.
I was freshly 18,
Fuck
and they
me.
also knew I was very drunk. I second-guessed myself all the time, remembering back. Was he drunk too when he slipped his hand under my shirt in front of everyone in the room? Was it this drunkenness that whispered to me as an unwelcomed warmth that prickled along my neck? Or was it rather this fake intoxication that allowed it to stay there as I sat silently, unmoving? At the beginning, I began to sympathize with him. I technically never said no, I suppose. But I never said yes. Time froze. Maybe I thought I could turn invisible if I was still. Maybe. It didn't have to be real then. I had just met him. I should have been more grateful. Maybe I still had some hope in the world. Maybe I just haven't met the world yet. You're lucky to be next to him. So many people would have traded me places. wonder how
Loves
many
her and stuff
have.
like this, doesn't she?
I remembered his age. I wondered where I would be at 26. I blamed myself for all the things I could have done. I really did. I convinced myself I was lucky. I let half a year pass, wondering why it's now that I still cry myself to sleep imagining it. Why it's now that no matter how many times I wash, I still feel dirty. Why is it that to him I'm a faint memory, but he haunts mine? It's not fair. I was kind in this world, and it was not fair to me. I stay up cursing it. Power.
See, like, this is
He
the
has
way
so
you
much
think of
more than
yourself.
me.
This is the way you're thinking of yourself. This is like worrying stuff to me. When I like hear this is like meant to be your private thoughts, this is your diary, and the way you think of yourself is, oh, I was just so nice to the world, and it was just so mean to me. I just did everything right, and the world just came down to me and just crushed me and awed me and cayed me. Like, that immediately worries me. That's like, okay, you're like there's something wrong in your head. There's something wrong in your head. That's not how normal people think about themselves.
Protection. It's unfair. It's unfair he can do that, and it's unsafe for me to talk about it. Why, in order to have a peace of mind, do I have to threaten all I've worked for? I've never been one to be bold, so why do I have to feel guilty for staying silent? I feel weak for what happened to me, and even weaker for not yelling it out, from hiding from it. I don't want attention. I want to disappear. I wish I never had to be seen again. And as soon as I do speak out of it, I'm seen different. Speak out about it, I'm seen different. I'm seen as a person with a body that can be used, and used in bad ways. In reality, I never wanted it. I'm painted a victim of a crime that I never chose. And what happens when it's all I'm seen as? What do I do then? When half echo on about proof or disbelief, the other half will pity me, looking at me like I'm wounded prey. When do I get my dignity back? When I watch it
no
be
shit,
ripped
you have to
from me
provide
when I was
evidence.
too young to recognize it.
I hate this contempt people
What-
have. It's starting to really annoy me. The idea of this straight up contempt people seem to have for the idea of asking for evidence or saying, hey, that doesn't really make sense. It's so annoying. And they like act like it's a virtue too. They act like it's a good thing that they don't care about evidence. Like, no, ninja, no. It makes you're like retarded. You're like an idiot. You're like retarded.
Oh god. I don't want to be the brave one, but I will. What are consequences to someone who has no conscience? I'll never find the peace. I can't get it out of my head. Will I learn to live with the pain I faced? How does one accept peace on their own terms? Is one defined by what's been done to them? Is this a forgiving world? Because I hope it's not. I hope for every touch unasked for and every person belonging to that touch rots in this world unforgiven. I'm very angry and I don't want to be an angry person. I can't help but feel like it changed me and I had no control over it, and I get angry again and I try to be kind and believe in kind world,
Yeah.
but a lot of it feels cruel.
No control.
My kindness never brought me strength. Not now. Not even anger can. I'm always losing and I don't find it fair. How something can eat away at me this long. Why can I forget everything but that moment, no matter how hard I try? I get mad at myself for making a big deal about it, but it was. I guess I can't change how things affect me. And I wonder why. I wonder why every touch is a bad one. I wonder if the world's so kind, why can't I experience its kindness? I wonder if I'll experience anything soft like that. I'm embarrassed. I'm tired. That's it.
This is very bizarre. This is
it
very
was
bizarre.
A lot of what I already said.
It's very strange for someone to be writing like this about.
At least in that moment, it was more fresh.
Yeah, this is her movie moment. This is her Barbie girl power speech.
I don't know what else to say. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. I didn't really think it through that much, but I knew it was important. Again, this isn't about drama or about any of that. It's about a real story. It's about everyone like me who was silenced, who is still silenced. I love you guys. I hope you guys
We love you
stay
too,
safe.
Caitibugzz.
I
Oh,
hope
Queen,
nothing bad
fuck
happens
this
to you
guy.
guys.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this piece of shit. Yeah, he's guilty. He's guilty.
I might be gone for
Yeah,
a little bit,
kill.
but I don't want this to stop me. Because it's just something that happened to me. That's it. And yeah. I love you guys.
Hi, Discord, not ass.
I think I'm gonna go.
Hi, Discord, not ass.
I really hope this can help someone. That's all I care about. I want you guys to know it's okay to hurt.
They're down there saying, cry more now. Bring the crying
And
now.
I hope, even if you've been hurt in your
More
past,
tears.
and no matter how many times you hurt, you still find room in your
Dude.
heart to love. And I hope
This is
you
so ill.
experience love.
Oh,
Because you
man.
deserve it.
This is what pain looks like.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh,
end
who
now.
cares?
I really want to thank my mods
It's alright. I
for
mean,
helping me
Queen.
during the stream. I hope you guys stay well too.
Wow. That was really brave of her. That was really brave of her. You gotta say. You gotta give it to her. That was really brave. You do gotta hand it to her. That was really brave of her to come out like that. You gotta say it. You gotta give it to him. It's very brave to come out like that. To come out and talk about that. It's gonna help a lot of people, I think. It's good to talk about your stories like this, I think. It reminds other victims that are not alone. Like, what if someone was watching that and they didn't realize they were raped, and then they watch it and they realize they were raped because of that? Like, isn't that kind of helping when you think about it? Did you cover the stuff? The Oreo just tweeted. I don't even know what I'm really looking at here. Yeah, it's a bunch of people calling GeorgeNotFound a rapist. Rue is Katie's friend. This is the confirmation. If you aren't willing to drop a CC, you do not care about victims. If for a second you think if she wanted to name him, she would. You don't care about victims. This isn't about cancelling. This is a serious crime. Support Katie. What? I don't even know what these people are trying to say. Am I being retarded? I don't even know what these fucking idiots are trying to say. I don't even know what this is meant to be about. What are you even going on about? Oh, wait, I see it here. I see it here. Okay, right. Oh, okay. Okay, right. I need this first tweet for context. So, this freak Mari is saying, and this is Katie's best friend. The story is about George. Support all victims. Katie deserves to be heard and supported. This man needs to be deplatformed immediately. This is fucking disgusting. Who is this? Who is this Mari person? Who is Mari? Deplatformed for what? Oh, this is just a nobody. This is just literally no one. And it's just this retard online. It's just this schizo saying deplatform. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm sure there's thousands of people saying this. So yeah, if you aren't willing to drop a set, what is a CC? What is a CC? What are we saying there? Content creator. If you aren't willing to drop a content creator, you do not care about victims. If for a second you think if she wanted to name him, she would, you don't care about. Okay, there we go. All right. This isn't about cancelling. This is a serious crime. Support Katie. See all these Zoomers fucking talking gibberish. It's just not making any fucking sense to me. Fucking TikTok language. Okay, well, that looks like all that drama.